Oh, do I have to introduce myself again?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm Renick Bell. I'm a lecturer in digital media at RMIT here in Saigon. And I do algorithmic art of various kinds. And I was lucky to get a commission for this exhibition about the work of this textile designer called Frans Dijkmeyer. And he's a Dutch textile designer. And the curator was concerned that when they were going to do this exhibition to try to introduce people to his work, that it was kind of austere and it was difficult to translate to people like the genius of this guy as a textile designer. And so he's making, let's see if I can find a picture. Yeah, so he's making this kind of textile, like this, he's designing this. But when you look at this, you just think like, well, it looks like a sofa or something, right? And so they were concerned like, they didn't want people to like feel like it's a boring sofa, you know? Like this, right? So you look at this and you think that looks like some grandma's, jacket for Sunday or something, right? But they're trying to say like, this guy's really a genius. And one of the crazy things about this guy is he's also colorblind.
Oh.
So his genius, like even his textiles weren't well appreciated until the textile company that he worked for called Quadrat started to employ a color specialist to help him out on the color side of things. So when he designed a textile, he was making these kind of diagrams, which are called drawdowns. So basically, this is like a plan for a textile. How are you going to run a loom to run the different threads to produce some kind of fabric? And the fabric was generally for like furniture or for curtains, that kind of thing. That was the fabric that they were designing, right? And if you look very close, the fabric becomes like really, really 3D. If you zoom in on this, like if you could like put a camera and get down on the, I don't have pictures unfortunately, but if you can get a camera and look down like on the surface level, you'll see that the structure of the fabric actually has a kind of like 3D pattern. And so they were looking for ways to translate this fabric to make it more interesting for the exhibition and to make it more accessible to more people, to like draw them into the work. So they asked me if I could do some kind of audio work based on his work. And so I was looking for ways to sonify it. And so I started out thinking about, so they gave me, not this one, where did I go? Here. So they gave me a lot of these, right? And this is like, these are like recipes. These are like recipes for how to make a textile. And what's really crazy, like, so apparently, when you show this kind of like stack of numbers to a normal loom operator, they're like, that's apparently it's like this is like really complicated and a huge pain in the ass for them to set up on the loom. So that's one of the parts of his genius. Like they're like, how could you make these numeric patterns? Because he was working a little bit with computers to do this. To make the process, but he's just imagining these sequences of numbers, right? And making these sketches. So they showed me these, and I was thinking, well, okay, I can use these sets of numbers to make some kind of computer music. That's what I was thinking. But the problem I thought was, if we're trying to translate his genius in a way that makes it more apparent to other people, maybe this is not the way, because even though normal people see this set of numbers means nothing to you, right? I mean, when you look at these numbers, can you see any kind of pattern there? Or does it just like look like random numbers to you?
There's a pattern.
You do see a pattern. But the pattern, a lot of people feel alienated about numbers, right? So the other choice then is that, so they make these kind of maps called drawdowns like this. And so they take the numbers and you can translate the numbers into this kind of diagram, which is helpful for the loom operator because they know, they can look at the diagram, they know how to look at the diagram and look at what's coming out of the loom and make sure that it matches, right? So then I thought, well, what if I just take these images, these drawdown images, and then translate them to computer music? So that was my intention, right? And so I took some of and some of them are really simple like this, and then some of them are really complex, like this one. So I took a section of one of these, and so then I made this is one of them that I sonified this one, and then anyway, like that. So I just made these. I took these patterns and sonified them. Okay, but for today, okay. So then what did I do? So then I put them in an interface like this, and so I made this interface to load 5 of his patterns here, and then I'm gonna play the patterns. And in each color, so basically I used it like a step sequencer, you know. So it's got, you know, each cell is going to be a beat, and I just walk through the grid at a normal rate, and then each color is going to be a different sound. So this one is just 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then I made a video of me manipulating this interface, a 3-minute video, and I sent it to them, and that opens. The preview is running right now, and there'll be an exhibition during Milan Design Week at the Triennale in Milan, which is going to happen. It starts next week, so it'll run for, I don't know, a week or 2 weeks or something like that. A month. I don't know how it runs. So anyway, that's it. And so then, what does it sound like? It sounds like this. Okay, let's go.